What's going on here? Former Patriot, Super Bowl 51 champ Geno Grissom here. You're listening to Boston's Big Three presented by Ride the Wave Media.
All right, episode 53 of Boston's Big Three, presented by Ride the Wave Media, sponsored by Pete's Pops. Let me pull up their advertisement. Awesome. I deleted the ad. Pete's Pops.
Never prepared.
I never am. I literally, every single time we record, I could pull up my phone and open up the ad read right before. I didn't even know who was going to be the ad read. It just came to mind. Pete's Pops. Let's do an off the cuff one. They're out of Woonsocket. Not Woonsocket, Pawtucket.
Rhode Island.
The Paw Sox are leaving Pawtucket, so Pete's Pop is about to dominate the Pawtucket market. He's going to miss. I mean, the Paw Sox are going to miss out on all this revenue, and all the Pete's Pop is getting is revenue. Shout out to Pete's Pop specifically because they are sponsoring the game show, the Are You Smarter Than Ride the Wave media game show that is going to be debuting sometime this week. Pete's Pop winner is going to get a prize package from them. Don't know what exactly is in it, but if you head over to their Instagram, their website, you ask Babs, you ask don't ask GRD unless you have his address, send him a letter or something.
Who?
Dito goes there. Who else went there? Geno Grissom went there. That's how we got his interview.
Adam Butler goes there.
Yeah. So Pete's Pop.
No, Isaiah Wynn. Isaiah Wynn goes there.
So if you want to be an NFL player, go to Pete's Pop. Simple as that.
Drink some foreign sodas.
All right, today's episode is a whole lot of nothing other than, I don't know, we there's literally nothing to talk about right for the quite beginning. I'm going to start off as saying, we were talking before the show, my hair stinks. I don't know what to do with it. My hair hasn't been this long in a long time, and I simply don't know what to do.
Tyler looks like he owes someone money or is owed a lot of money.
Or is planning on owing someone money.
Yeah.
And my headphones.
And those headphones.
My headphones
like
shattered
Leia.
right before record. As soon as I went to go reach over to grab my camera, I stepped forward and my heel just crunched my headphones. I don't know where I put them.
Man.
But
You
now
look a monster
I have to wear my Xbox. I have a vest. I'm still thriving in quarantine right now, but like
I was gonna say
it
Tyler's
has
falling
knocked
off the
me down
cliff.
bad, yeah.
Quarantine.
I started this whole quarantine thing off saying I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna thrive it. I think I've been doing that. However, if you look at my appearance, maybe my well-being, maybe the fact the only human contact I've had has been with my girlfriend, her friends, and a couple of my friends for the past month plus. It's not been great that way, but other than that, quarantine hasn't cracked me. How are you guys holding up? What are we? 2 months?
We're holed up nice. It's approximately 100 degrees out here in sunny Arizona right now.
So
Holy
how
hell.
long you stay in Arizona for?
I'm staying full time.
Did you have out there yet, or you just
Not yet. Definitely for the summer. I normally went to Colorado every summer, but now I'm going up there next week, so hopefully I don't die. I have to document the entire process because I'm going to like airport and everything.
Yeah,
See how it goes.
My girlfriend's roommate, she came from out of state. It was like the fastest she's ever went through customs. Fastest she
Really?
ever. Like, they got up in the air right away, so they're gonna get you out hopefully. But
I'm excited. I'm gonna have the entire row to myself. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, there we go.
yeah, there
No,
were two
but-
people.
Be lounging.
Yeah,
there were two
seriously.
people.
They might upgrade me to first class for the first time in my life.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah, why not ask? It's like
Why
this flight's
not?
empty
Yeah.
now. It's like, what are we gonna do?
To be honest with you, I'm actually very happy right now. Quarantine had me down for a while. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been defeated. I've had that morale going on. But I didn't get eliminated first in Ride the Wave Survivor Series. That's all that matters.
Take the wins where you can get them.
Yeah.
I had no idea about any of
But least shocking development, Caden Bodak almost getting voted off first round. I am not shocked in the slightest. The Tom Brady slander that he just produces.
Hold on. We have to provide some background to this. Tyler, what is Ride the Wave Survivor?
To be honest, I just saw it at the same time. I want to see who's in this. Let's go person by person, and I don't know, give people a reason to vote or something. All right, Ride the Wave Survivor. Here
We were supposed to have Matt Gordon on here to explain it. He seemed to have a case for everybody already.
Aussie. Oi.
All right, Ride the Wave Survivor. We got Killer Kev. We got me. We have Rune Dog, Matt Gordon, Babs, Caden, Masters Lane, Brandon, and Joe. All right, so let's start with Kev. Kev is on the hot seat. I think
He's close.
So Matt Gordon said this perfectly. He was the baby face of Ride the Wave Media. Like, some people don't like him, but a lot of people don't like John Cena either. But the majority of people do. Killer Kev, he built the fan base up substantially. He helped us grow through At in the Hat, through streams, through others. Like Killer Kev is a big part of the reason we grew. Rune Dog, Matt Gordon, everyone else who posts, like, you get what I'm saying. However, Kev pulled the rug from everybody's. And now he's a Bucks fan, and everybody,
go Bucks.
He had them all in the palm of his hand and just stepped, which I love. I hope Kev wins simply because everyone will show that they just get it. Like, yeah, Kev's obviously he's playing a role, and everyone's falling for it. And B, so the people who hate Kev right now don't get to be happy. It's simple as that. I don't want happiness with that. But other than that, Kev on the hot seat versus Caden.
That's happening right now, right?
I think voting
as we record this.
Finish, or by the time you listen. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, voting will be ended by the time we finish.
Absolutely.
But the only reason why Kev's in the hot seat is the Bucks favoritism that we've seen the past couple of weeks. It's not even close either. The Tom Brady videos, the streams, and everything else definitely didn't help his case when it came to Survivor. But I voted for Caden. I have no problem saying that. I voted for Caden. This kid, he's what? How old is Caden? Do we actually know?
10 or 12.
10 or 12.
Something in that range.
The fact he survived this long on Ride the Wave in the first place, shocking.
It's dumbfounding.
Utterly
it
shocking.
blows my mind.
This is what happened in the beginning when we started in what? I got hired April 2019.
March or April last year.
And then everybody was kind of coming out of the gates hot, blah, blah, blah. Then we saw the people who just wanted to be able to say the Spike King follows me or GRD follows me.
Ride some coattails.
Yeah, and then everybody left. We kind of been weeding out, moving people in and out. And Caden stayed. Caden was one of the original people. I forget who I voted for. Can I check?
I think you can check it. It highlights one of the sides.
Also, these morons who have no idea how to read directions is like, oh, vote for who you want out. It's like, oh, Kev's gonna win or GRD is gonna win.
Yeah, like what is that? I got tagged once, and the one time I got tagged was I hope at Joe Stafford wins. Like that's not how you play the like. Appreciate the love and everything, but that's not how the game works.
That's writing their name like as you're sending them to be killed.
Yeah, seriously.
I only had one guy vote for me. I don't even know who he is. And then I'm like, what have I done to this kid? And, all right, so I come in at number second, and I'm not trying to like set myself up for failure, but I don't think enough people care whether or not I'm in this or not. So they're not.
That's how I feel too.
Me and Brandon, Joe, you're probably gonna get something with Babs. Like I see Joe leaving because Babs says something, he tells everyone to go vote Joe out, and he sees it. Nothing against you. I see the power of the Spike heads, all 14-year-olds.
Yeah, but hey, hold on a second here. Spike got a lot of votes to get him off the island already.
Yeah,
in the first round.
Yeah, so then he can only come off of on vengeance. Then
he's in.
You're
on out.
I want to workshop something before we go on. Can we like put these guys in the gulag or something, have them fight them out, and like come back onto the island? Like, can we do that?
Oh,
Modern Warfare style.
All right, so like I'm not gonna petition. I'm not gonna like kind of campaign myself because as soon as I started saying a lot of stuff about me, it was
follow him on Twitter.
Voting the opposite.
Oh,
it's
like 508 on Twitter.
I mean, go for it if you're nuts. I kind of hopped off that dream after I realized how hard it is to gain on Twitter again. So I just gave up. All right. I'm not going to talk about me.
I totally feel like Matt Gordon's thing, he posted on the Instagram story yesterday, 5-minute long story detailing why everyone deserves to not win except him. And for the record, I totally agree with his statement on myself. I am the silent assassin. Yeah. I will be coasting all the way to the finals before I dethrone whoever I have to take down.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody knows, and not nobody knows who we are. It's like nobody cares enough or doesn't look deep enough until like who's like if people look deeper like dug away at the moron that I am, I wouldn't even be on the template. I didn't even know I was on the template until I saw it was posted. So yeah, I'm laying low as much as I can until I need to camp.
Hey, we'll coast to the very end together.
Then we got Rune Dog. I don't like this move because everybody has a picture of just themselves, and Rune Dog somehow got Gilmore, so everybody's gonna guy to win.
Yeah, no, but Babs posted that thing yesterday on the story of Rune Dog doing the drunk breakdown against the Chiefs, and that was just like a death blow. I think Babs is trying to get Rune Dog out now.
All right, so I don't know. I see Rune Dog as another. Actually, no. I think our followers are gonna turn on Rune Dog because all he does is post the Patriot stuff, like everyone says
every day.
So it's gonna come to a matter of then. That's gonna be the first bullet out of the gun whenever someone tries to shoot the ammo of like insult and all that stuff. It's gonna be that one.
Okay, Jose. I'm gonna play a dangerous game right now. We're gonna round the table. Biggest weakness of why we're gonna lose.
Ooh.
Right now, us three.
I'm the baseball guy.
He's the baseball guy. That's no. I'm gonna go with the silent assassin argument from Matt Gordon.
Oh.
I never see like the attached Brandon Watabe thing on all the posts. All I see is the occasional just like or just repost or something. I did know you do have one of the highest grossing Ride the Wave media pictures out there.
It was number 2 for a while, but
hey, I think you're still top 10 though, and that was your quote, and your face is on it.
Fair.
So that's still
fair. I'm the only one that has my mug up there in the top Ride the Wave post.
That's a good point.
It's all athletes, and then Brandon's up there for some reason.
All right, Joe. Why would you think you'll win? Sleeper. Pick.
Why I think I'll win? Probably because I actually, I do some actual analysis as opposed to some of the other guys on this bitch.
Your question is like
why we would actually lose, like our biggest weakness.
All right, I took it the wrong way then. So why are you out of here then?
Okay, well that might be the single reason why I lose too. So I do too much analysis, not enough like meme stuff. I don't roast enough people, which is like a fair argument. And I always do too much like analytical stuff. I don't like doing enough like fan takes, and people are like, "What the fuck is this kid talking about?" half the time. So.
But he makes good jersey edits.
Yeah, no, shout out to my Clay Matthews edits.
On.
Like, not
yeah,
to
those
brag,
are awesome.
I actually was gonna say
those are very cool.
I thought that was a legit thing. I was like, wait, we signed Clay Matthews.
Like I kept zooming in on it, like looking at his hair going down the jersey. Like, how the heck did Joe do this? It looks so.
I was just like messing around at first and just trying to seeing like different how it works and stuff, and then it just kind of came out perfect.
Now you're good at it, yeah.
Yeah, shout out tomorrow. I'm dropping another one.
Hey,
what's my biggest weakness for this thing? I think.
According to Matt Gordon, because you're always stoned.
I think my biggest weakness for Tyler is Babs. That's your weakness.
That's what I was gonna say. I think Babs isn't gonna let me win this. he'll buy.
That's actually your only weakness.
If Babs was on the show right now, he'd just be like, "Cause you have a big head." That's the number one reason why.
Big head time.
Doesn't ever prepare for shows. I know what my biggest weakness is. People are gonna be like, it's either Babs is gonna go against me, or people are gonna say I sided with Babs too much or something like that. And none of it's just not true. But because me and Babs have done this thing for over like a year, people can be like, "Oh, you're Babs guy. I hate spiking. I'm voting you out." I don't think people know too much about me and Ride the Wave to vote me out yet. Quite honestly, if people wanted to scroll through, all right. I just started off the show saying I'm not going to campaign for myself. I'm campaigning. If you ever wanted to scroll through my Instagram and see all the stuff that I've done, and I don't know, you just look at Ride the Wave, you see how big that got. You see all these other things, how they got to be. You see the people that I work with. I think that I have a pretty good shot. I should deserve a little winning. The biggest weakness isn't myself. It's that bozo with the Super Bowl tattoos.
I think that's very fair.
We got back fourth. Like we said, he had the long Instagram story yesterday, and he was supposed to come on the episode today to kind of defend his story, go a little at it a little more, try to campaign for himself, and he dipped. Granted, it's Australian time, so I don't really blame him all that much. I just wanted to ask him how life was like in the future, and if Corona was still there. But apparently, I don't know. We'll never know.
Hey, hold it. Hot take here. Matt's getting like mad at us and kind of roasting all of us on the story, right? And then you have Tyler, who's actually a bigger celebrity in Australia than Matt is. He doesn't even live there.
That is so true. That is amazing.
Has Matt been interviewed by a morning TV radio show? I don't think so.
Hey, buddy, I own your country. Also, he said he lives on an island. If we want to get technical, everybody lives on an island.
Everybody lives on an island. There's a lot of water.
Yeah, that argument means nothing. Maybe you live on a smaller island. My bad.
Australia's like the same size as the United States.
No way. Is it?
It's pretty similar. They find one of those maps where they overlay.
I don't want to say anything because I'm going to sound like an idiot if I comment on this.
How big is
so I'm not going to talk about it.
Also, koalas are the weirdest animals in the world.
Koalas will kill you straight up.
I saw a video of koalas making sounds the other day, and they're just they will
drop out of trees and claw you.
Yeah. And they're always high all the time, like Tyler. So it relates.
God,
koala tie.
Koala tie. Put that on a t-shirt. We need some t-shirts for Boston's Big Three going on.
We probably could get that going soon.
We could.
I don't see why not. We got a good
nice
logo.
Animated photos with us, like on top of the BB3 logo or something.
See, we've been social distancing since before it was cool. We have always been on these 4 separate screens on Boston's Big Three since last year.
Weird? Isn't it weird that not all 4 of us have been together before?
Not once.
Not once.
Me, Tyler, and Babs were close. Over
the Celtics game.
yeah, the Celtics game.
That
And
was
Babs
a mistake.
Babs dipped.
Yeah, I had to leave. That was what, November.
That was
I was
right
home
after.
for break. Oh, because it was for my birthday. My girlfriend got me tickets.
Right.
And then Babs and you were already there. So I'm like, all right, let's just go. I don't think I've ever met you, Joe, to be honest, in person.
No, I was supposed to go to the Patriots like pregame thing at Six String with you guys at the preseason game, but I was actually earning the stadium when you guys met up, so I was already chilling in there, so I couldn't go.
I will say, I think that Six String event was my favorite thing we've done around the wave. That was cool. There was a lot of like prep to it behind the scenes. Me and Dito got there so early to set everything up. I was sitting there and I think Babs meant to tell me 1 o'clock, but he typed 11 o'clock. So I showed up there 11. I showed up there 2 hours early, just sitting there. I was like, this stinks.
With like 8 people in the bar.
And me and Dito had to unload.
Yeah, no, another reason why Corona stinks though, in terms of Six String as well, because Babs was in talks with Six String about putting us on for a pregame show. NBC Sports Boston's leaving Six String before Patriots games. They're not going to be there anymore. And Ride the Wave had the fast track of maybe getting in there, maybe with some Ty Law appearances on that stage. And now we have Corona, kind of crapping all over that idea for the foreseeable future, which stinks. And another thing, we were lined up for some bar events near Fenway for sock stuff, and now we can't do that either. It's tragic.
It is brutal. Like I'll go back on it. I've talked about this handful of times on the podcast already. Just where we're supposed to be at in the sports world right now, and just all the trips I was supposed to be taking. I was supposed to be in Texas with Babs in 2 weeks.
Wait. How many games were you supposed to attended by now?
By now, I should have been to at least a dozen baseball games.
All right, so how much money have you lost in
5 different cities? I have lost probably $2,000.
Was this all graduation present stuff?
No, this is just me working and paying for it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know it was because after you graduated, you're just like, all right, let's just send it every. Wait, have you been to every stadium?
I haven't. I've only been to not even half of them yet, but I was gonna knock a bunch of them off this summer, road tripping across the country, but not happening anymore because baseball has yet to start.
Yeah, speaking of stadiums opening and closing, Mike Florio, Pro Football Focus, NBC Sports Boston, just came up with an article today talking about whether or not the NFL will open on time with NFL fans and stuff. And he seems pretty confident that there will be no delays. There'll be a full stadium packed for week 1 of the NFL season. Now, I want to believe this as a fan, like as just a person in general, just trying to get out of the house because I have season tickets as well, that I want to be at this game. And he said there'll be a kind of a waiver system where if you sign the waiver before you buy tickets, they're just going to let you in regardless and see what happens over the course of the first couple of weeks of the season, which I'm all for. This is America.
Yeah.
If you sign your right away, you can be able to go wherever you want. I agree with that completely. But Babs was saying in the comments before the show started, he doesn't really believe this. Babs, you might be wrong. Like, you always act like you're right. Like, you could be wrong here. I'm really hoping you are, because eventually society needs to reopen. Eventually we need to have sports back, and I really hope fall is the time to do it for the NFL and the Patriots.
But even then, there's so much money that is revolved. With not even football. Like, football makes so much money, not for their team, not for their organization, but for the entire world. Sponsors, events, like corporate partnerships. All of these things are revolved around like football season. Like the Super Bowl, you have to pay like $1 million something just to have a 30-second ad. Yeah. There is so much money within this one sport, which is why I think it's gonna be like, this is gonna be, if football is canceled, then everyone's gonna be like, wow, Corona really, really does stink. I think everyone's just dealing with it right now. We're waiting it out. We're kind of all right with baseball, basketball, hockey, probably not gonna be there. It's like, all right, we've accepted that. Give us football season or give me death.
Yeah, no, seriously, I'm with that 100%. And speaking of like the money issues surrounding everything, if there's no stadiums and there's no people filling those stadiums, it's all on TV and it's all in like a single location. If we're going on NHL, right? I'll take that as well. But cable companies are going to make bank off that.
Yeah.
They're going to charge so much money for commercial time for 30 seconds. It'll be Super Bowl rates across the entire season for commercials. And they'll be getting a lot more coverage than they have in the past couple of weeks. I mean, Netflix's stock's already through the roof because everybody's sitting at home watching TV.
I did a project on Netflix.
Yeah.
My final.
But guess what? Netflix can't broadcast NFL games. So if there's no fans in stadiums, then cable is going to shoot through the roof again. It's going to be kind of a crazy.
I don't know, because I think you can find so many games on streams. That's why I never use cable. Like, I see your point. Not everybody's going to know how to get a stream. Not everybody's know what even a stream is. But for me personally, that won't affect me. I don't care. Take the money out of everyone else's pockets. But I agree that probably people are going to be spending a lot of money just to have a 30-second commercial because it's on TV and everyone's going to be watching. Because if we're still all inside, all right, this is my thing. I think the NFL comes down to whether or not college football happens. And I think that comes down to whether or not college is open. So I think the NFL is in college's hands because that is the biggest, I guess, gathering of people across the country. Every state has several colleges. And then at those colleges, people come from around the world. If you can't open that, why are you going to let fans go to games when people aren't getting education? That's going to be the argument.
That was my argument. I sent an email to my president already saying that. I actually referenced the Florio argument this morning, and I said, hey, if the NFL can pack millions of people together at the same time, and my school is only 1,800 people, and you can't move us all back at the same time, like, God help you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, I'm coming back either way, I think, because I have a house. Like, this is the thing that I'm more annoyed about is did I just pay for a house that I'm not even going to, like, live in?
Yeah. You have to sublet it.
So, like, I think me and my roommates are going to come back either way, which would stink, though, because I would want – this is the year Penn State had all the stars started lining up for them. We had, obviously, the sanctions because people did a thing when I was, like, I don't know, 12. I wasn't even there. So, and the people are like, oh, Sandusky, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. That happened. Can't ignore that. And then we were bad at football. We had Bill O'Brien. James Franklin got here. And we started climbing the ladder. Saquon Barkley helped. Trace McSorley helped. Mike Gesicki helped. Chris Godwin, Allen Robinson. All those guys helped. This past season, a lot of young guys, whole lot of talent, didn't work out. We had a ton of returning people. And this is the year that Penn State was supposed to be something. And then it might get taken away. So that, and it's my senior season, so that would have been fun. But yeah, I think college football comes back. Whether or not there's fans is another thing. Whether or not it's delayed a couple of weeks is another thing. But like I said in the beginning, the NFL, I think, is waiting to see if colleges open.
Yeah. There is another wrinkle to this thing that you're talking about, Joe, about having the NFL season, and if there's no fans and if the cable companies are going to be making all this money because it's only going to be broadcast and you're not going to have a lot of fans in the seats, the NFL salary cap would be something to watch here because of the revenue going up every single year consistently with the NFL, like ticket prices going up, and because of that, the NFL makes so much money, like hundreds of millions of dollars, if not, it's probably billions at this point. That's the money that all these teams can spend. If the NFL's not getting that ticket revenue money, you might see the salary cap stay the same or even decrease for the first time in ages.
Which I think would be a good thing. To be honest with you, I think it'd be a good thing because all these players are getting overpriced contracts. It's like kind of like the NBA's transition a couple of years ago when it went up for the first time. He's like Evan Turner getting like $90 million from the Portland Trail Blazers.
Alan Crabb got a 4-year, $84 million.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's starting to happen in the NFL, but you're starting to see it on lower contract years, so like 3 years for the max, or not the max, but like $80 million just per se. Now it's going to start going down. Teams are going to get more stingy, and players are going to be out on their ass looking for jobs because they can't they push themselves too far. They spread themselves too far in negotiations.
And it's a dangerous sport.
Teams don't need to pay you that money because it's always talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to talk about all-time signing? Is Pat Mahomes signed an extension right before all this, and he had so much guaranteed money?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, all these athletes, if you're a big-name athlete, you're making triple, quadruple.
Yeah. You're just making dumb money that doesn't. Yeah.
From endorsement, let alone, what was I saying? Actual like salary, like for example, like Gronk, Jason Tatum does this, Bradley Beal does this. A bunch of people. They say they don't touch any of their salary that they get from their team. They just spend the endorsement money. So if you put all that money in the bank and then you're just getting like Zion Williamson got paid like $1 billion or something, hasn't played like before he even stepped on a basketball NBA court.
Have we talked about this yet? How Zion Williamson is basically the younger version of Booger McFarlane. Have we seen that comparison yet? The side to side?
Very identical.
They're like twins. It's scary.
Large men like this.
Yeah, no, I guarantee you Zion puts on Jamarcus Russell weight as soon as he gets out of the league. Like 300 pounds, easy.
I believe it. Because those dudes are just so huge. They have to eat 3,000 calories a day.
Shaq did that in the league, though. Like Shaq on the Mavericks was like this thin.
You remember when Shaq played for the Celtics? It was interesting.
Yeah, okay, but
the big boy.
But if Zion also came to the league, he's not this thin, but he's already built. Yeah. Imagine if Zion. All right, this is what I want to happen. I want Zion to do what Shaq did. Simply get bigger. Keep your athleticism. Your ankles and knees are going to be killing you. But like, just imagine Shaq as Zion. Like everyone's saying, Shaq's the most like the biggest anomaly they've ever seen in professional sports. No wonder why. He has a marketable name. 7'5", 300 pounds. and he's a cool guy. I want Zion to be that big. I want something different. I want to get rid of the small ball game, and I just want this absolute mammoth of a human.
Tyler, I have a question. Since you're the basketball guy on this podcast, if it came down to it, you had to choose one person who you think the most transcendent player in NBA history when it comes to these two players. Is it Shaq or is it Giannis now?
Giannis is it'll take some time to figure Giannis out. I know it was Tyler's question, but
I don't know if Giannis is doing anything game changing per se, because like he's shooting threes, but that's just what everybody's been doing. You could say because of Steph Curry, but no, Steph Curry didn't make people shoot threes. He helped the grow
analytics did.
This guy named Ray Allen right before him, Reggie Miller right before. Like there's guys who shot threes before Steph Curry.
Yeah.
But Giannis is doing, I guess, like more of the old school basketball, but the fact that he's a freak, like 7 feet tall, long arms,
taking two steps from half court and dunking it.
Yeah, but nobody else can really do that. I think
that's what I'm
Giannis
saying.
is such an anomaly. Shaq, you can build your game if you're a big guy and you're just playing basketball. Like you can watch Shaq film. You can study Shaq moves. You can do this with Giannis, but as much as you practice, you're not going to be able to dunk from the foul line off of 2 steps from the other court of the inbound. So I'm going to go Shaq. Wait, you said
no? Wouldn't that
Shaq and Giannis?
Is it Is it Shaq or Giannis?
Shaq.
Okay, I thought you were saying an argument for Giannis.
Oh no. I lost the question.
I just don't think there's enough on Giannis yet because he's still relatively new to the superstardom.
I agree with that too, but I think if he was just consistently progressing at the current rate we've seen him now, I mean, he first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, absolutely.
Probably if he at least a 2-time champion.
Yeah, if he keeps his trajectory with the Bucks
moving forward. Yeah.
Or if he's playing for it.
This is the genuine question. There's so many on-edge people that could make the NBA or basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Can I go off on a rant real quick? The basketball Hall of Fame is garbage.
The Hall of Fame, or like the you're a Hall of Famer, or like the Hall of Fame itself?
Well, I think both, honestly. To be frank with you, I mean, like, yes, Dwight. I think the number one person that's the most debated about Hall of Famer, Dwight Howard. Early part of his career, dominant. Unbelievably dominant, took an absolutely terrible team to the finals against Kobe. Granted, he lost in dramatic fashion, in really terrible fashion, but still brought them there. And then one of the Lakers didn't really work out. Rockets didn't really work out, and he's kind of been on kind of a journeyman since. And people always say, he's not a Hall of Famer. I think he's a Hall of Famer anyway, but the fact we're even talking about it is kind of the reason why I wanted to highlight this. The NBA Hall of Fame is just so ratchet. That's the best way I can describe it. You have people that are street ball.
Hold on. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the basketball Hall of Fame. That's what's different about it.
Right. That was what I was trying to highlight that, but I misspoke a little bit. You have guys that are going in that barely accomplish anything when it comes to actual professional basketball. You're just like, you were good at basketball, let's put you in the Hall of Fame. That's not how it should work. That should never how it should work. And like you say, the NFL Hall of Fame, granted, that's only professional. That's only the NFL.
What would you say about a guy like Coach K, who's only been in college and the Olympics?
Right. I mean,
but it's still definitely a defined Hall of Famer.
At the current rate as we're at right now when it comes to the NBA Hall of Fame, I have to give him the yes, obviously. But I think we should just move to professional league only, because I think that's like saying Nick Saban is not a Hall of Famer in football in general. Obviously, Nick Saban's one of the best coaches of all time when it comes to college, but he's not going to be in the Hall of Fame because it's only NFL.
Right.
Who's even up? Oh, wait, Kobe, KG, Duncan.
Yeah, no, this is one of the best classes of all time.
What other good NBA draft? I'm trying to think, because
2011 was a crazy.
I haven't been to the Basketball Hall of Fame in a long time. I used to go a lot for my birthday.
Yeah, it's right down the road.
Born on November 12th. We just go Veterans Day because we wouldn't have school or something. So I don't know. I like the way the Basketball Hall of Fame. I would rather bring more good people in than make a definitive list. Dude, this guy is unreal. But he's not as good as Scottie Pippen. I'm we don't need to compare anyone. We just need to say, if you are an accomplished basketball player, like Dwight Howard, we'll go back to him. He hasn't really won anything. He has an 8-time All-Star, 2-time block champion, 5 All-Defense, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. All right, so he has won anything.
He got some accolades.
My point is he's never won a ring, and people now their biggest thing is, how many rings does this guy have?
Mm-hmm.
Norris Cole had 2 rings in 2 years. He played 16 minutes. So that argument doesn't mean anything. I think guys like Dwight Howard should get in because he's in the league for drafted in 04-05, and he still has a job and he's still making an impact for an NBA
for the best
heavy
team
favorite.
Yeah.
I
The best
think
team in the
guys
league.
especially like Dwight Howard, have like bounce back careers like that. Like Vince Carter, he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame, and he really hasn't done much other than making a couple All-Star games.
Yeah,
win a
but
couple
Vince Carter transcended. Like he's the reason why dunking's cool. You know what I mean? Like he kind of made basketball like a much-watched event in the late '90s.
He made
but
basketball a
Dwight
thing in
Howard,
Toronto.
young Dwight Howard made the. All right, if you want to do it this way, like Vince Carter also helped build the Raptors, so you could say that.
Exactly.
Right.
But Dwight Howard helped bring back up the Magic after them. Like the Magic haven't been good since Dwight Howard. They weren't good before Dwight Howard, minus a couple years of Shaq and Penny. They've just been.
But then he goes to LA and stinks out loud.
Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
First time.
you can't ignore the fact that obviously he stunk from LA 2012. He was decent. I think he gets more credit than he deserves on the Rockets. Like his second year, he got hurt. He missed half the season. But
Shout out to Josh Smith from the
played
Rockets. That's like a forgotten chapter in NBA basketball.
Who?
Josh Smith, Dwight Howard, the alley-oops, that entire playoff series.
man.
Josh Smith is one of the most electric players in NBA history. He was the stretch four before there was a stretch four.
That's facts. But before we move on here, I'm looking at a breakdown of NBA Hall of Famers right now. Horace Grant, Hall of Famer, yes or no?
Yeah.
Why?
Multiple-time champion.
Yeah, carried every single time.
Horace Grant. Let's look up his stats.
Yeah,
1988 to 2004. You also have to look at longevity, because I think longevity plays a big part. Because if he just played 1998 to 2004, so what is that? 16 years. If you do something at the highest level that you could always find a job for 16 straight years, you deserve some recognition. He is a four-time NBA champ, an All-Star, 4-team All-Defense, averaged 11-8 in his career, and like I said, he played. Like, it's not his fault that he had to play with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
Yes, it is. He chose to go on those teams. He
was
just ring
drafted.
chased.
He got paid more than Scottie Pippen.
What? He was drafted in 1987 by them.
No,
Like you can choose.
No. I'm saying no, but he went to the Magic after they got Shaq and Penny. Then he went back to the Bulls, and he went to the Lakers, and it's just like it kind of like just keeps going back and forth.
I mean, if I was a professional athlete, I would ring chase 100%.
Oh,
David West
100%.
David West when
yeah, but there's still shame involved. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's shame to an extent. I think, A, you go to wherever you want to go because this is your choice. That's what free agency is. B, if you can win a ring and the teams can sign you, then sign him. He also, if your career is getting longer, like I was about to say, David West, he would always battle LeBron in 2013, 14, like during those Pacers Heat Eastern Conference Finals series.
Mm-hmm.
And then he left. I'm not sure if this is the year right after, but he left Indiana. He ended up at Golden State, and he simply said, I want to ring chase. Like, I've had a good career. I've done everything that I need to do in my career. Like, I've left it all on the court. I just want to ring. And he got a ring.
Right. Oh, yeah. Another player then. Tony Kukoc. Do you know who that player is?
That is. Let's keep him moving.
Yeah, exactly. 3-time champion with the Bulls, 6th man of the year once. He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Nonsense. Bernard King. Yes or no?
That's from the Knicks, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to give up the whole Bernard King. Let's look at what he did. I know who he is. I don't know too much about Bernard King's career.
Not even 20,000 points.
Who did he play with? Ewing? But I think with that, you also have, like, the NBA is kind of different than, I guess, baseball, football, blah, blah, blah. Like, in football and baseball, everyone does their job. Everyone, it's not a solo game, obviously, but linemen aren't going to run the ball. Pitchers aren't going to play first base. It's just like you have a specific job you do in basketball. I think like people like Horace Grant, Bernard King, the impact, especially in basketball, you can make this argument, like the stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. You see Horford, you see Smart, people like that.
Right.
Horace Grant, Bernard King, they help make the Michael Jordans, the Scottie Pippens, the Patrick Ewings of the world better. So you have to give them some recognition for that. It's like I don't know what to qualify this stat as, but you clearly, like, pairing you with this player was clearly a right move. You both deserve recognition. This person's just gonna get the fame.
All right. How about one more? We'll do one more.
I got one for you.
All right. Can I do the one real quick?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's just keep going. We have nothing else to talk about.
This is probably the number one not most debated, but definitely up in the air. Shawn Kemp.
Shawn Kemp, yeah, I can see it. He's one of the best defenders of all time.
I'd say so too, but I think the prime is too short. I think he got drugged out pretty quickly, and I think that kind of leaves a bad mark on his reputation.
Huh.
But even then, that's kind of cool. Not cool, but it's just like you could.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but if he's doing all those drugs, he's still an NBA Hall of Famer. Not too bad. Shawn Kemp. Like he was with Gary Payton. He was with my
left shrimp.
Shawn, and the allure of Seattle Supersonics basketball, he's one of the first people you think of.
And drugs.
Sean Kemp, not gonna lie, not one of the first people I think of with drugs. I honestly forgot about his.
Lamar Odom.
No, Chris Mullen. Not Chris Mullen. Who is that? How am I forgetting the name of the most infamous Fall River basketball player of all time? Chris Herron.
Chris Aaron. Is
Oh.
he in the basketball Hall of Fame?
No.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, right. I'm
No,
like,
no.
why is he there?
No, I just heard drugs. I was like, oh, Chris Herron. That makes sense.
He plays Seattle, Cleveland, Portland, Orlando.
Shout out Bruins Warrior, Fall River kid.
Chris Herron's kid, Chris Herron Jr. out of BC. He's at BC. I don't know when he's gonna get eligible for the draft or anything, but I played against that kid near you. People forget.
As soon as you go to college, you're eligible for the draft.
No,
Wait,
I don't know.
hold on.
I mean, I don't know when he's gonna leave for the draft.
Ah,
Let me
gotcha.
ask you a question.
I think you have to be.
I'm gonna say, 'cause
Oh,
Scotty,
let's talk about this after like this last one because I have a theory. But Joe, give me your last one.
I didn't have a last one.
oh, I was gonna
Right.
raise my my hypothetical because there's a few players on the Boston Celtics that won national championships in college. If this Celtics team and some of the guys on it were to win the or not the national championship, to win the NBA Finals, do you think Kemba Walker would be in a conversation for Hall of Fame because of his March Madness run? And because we're talking about basketball Hall of Fame, it's not just NCAA,
Right.
it's not just NBA.
Yeah,
Kemba had one of the craziest runs in March Madness history.
He's
and
played
then-
for FIBA. He's played for Olympics. Granted,
Yeah,
this past year's
exactly.
FIBA team didn't do
Was
anything,
The worst, yeah.
but
But if he was to
especially
win at
after when the Summer Olympics come up and people are gonna be like, "Oh, we missed out on
Point
this year.
guard,
I
yeah.
want to do it so bad because I missed out on basketball." I think Kemba's gonna try out. I think Kemba
Mhm.
could make it. I think his career is not even far from being
Oh,
over.
100%. And if you're talking about USA basketball too, I think there's going to be a level of commit or like loyalty. Like there was a million, like the list goes on and on about the top basketball players in the world that said no to playing in that World Cup. And I think USA basketball and Jerry Colangelo and whoever the coach is now, Greg Popovich, they're gonna take note of that, and they're gonna look at those Celtics that really took steps, like Kemba Walker and Jason Tatum, who were on that World Cup team that ended up getting knocked pretty early.
All right, I have a theory. Speaking of basketball, I think college basketball is on the way on the out. I think it's on the way out. simply
Really?
Because
I'm with you.
if it's not on the way out, it is the top prospects are all going to go to the G League because the G League
It's
sees
starting.
the vision. They when they were the D League, they were terrible, blah blah blah. Then they go to the G League, they get sponsored by Gatorade, you get all that extra money. The NBA grows, makes more money. It's a global game now. A lot of more funding to the point where guys like Jalen Green, did Amani Bates. No, he's only a sophomore. Amani Bates going to be the future of the NBA. I'm telling you this right now. He's like a 6'10", 6'11" sophomore out of high school. He was the first ever sophomore to win Gatorade National Basketball Player of the Year. So he's going to be a problem. He's built like Kevin Durant. Like he's insane. But I think someone like him is going to not go to college. I think he's going to go to the G League. I don't think LeBron James Jr. is going to go to college because his dad didn't go to college, and that matches the narrative. But he's going to go to the G League. This is why I think G League was going to kill college basketball is because they give you, they pay you right away, and then say you want to go back to college, they give you 4-year scholarship to any college of your choice. Well, you have to make it into the college, obviously, like you have to be admitted, but they're going to pay for it. So they have the option of saying you can play basketball right now, just as a job, get used to the career of basketball, traveling on the road, all that stuff, without worrying about any of the classes. Because nobody goes. If you're going to the NBA, you don't go to college for school. You go to
Yeah,
because
shout out to Ben Simmons for a 1.9 GPA.
Oh God.
phenomenal. Yeah, Australian native. And then you see other guys who go to the, like, you see LaMelo Ball, you see this guy, he went to the New Zealand Breakers. His name is can't remember his name.
Even
Two huge
before that,
prospects
Emmanuel
go overseas.
Mudiay. Even Emmanuel Mudiay, he made $1 million overseas in China, then went to the draft.
And then you see all this talent coming from overseas to begin with. You have the Porzingises of the world, the Doncics of the world, all these other like the whole Bogdanovich family. A lot of also speaking of Bogdanovich family, every episode.
All right, while he's fixing that, shout out to Europe in general because they actually know how to play basketball right.
Shout out Europe.
They teach fundamental basketball instead of flashy basketball. We always hear about highlights and mixtapes and whoever's getting crossed over and everything, but they teach how to actually play basketball
Breaking
correctly.
news.
Andy
Breaking
Dalton
news.
signs with
The Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Imagine paying Andy Dalton $7 million when Jameis Winston only gets $1 million.
That is ridiculous.
Imagine playing that ginger-haired puke $7 million.
Imagine being Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones isn't paying you the money you want, and he goes and pays Andy Dalton $7 million. Dak Prescott is pissed.
I'm just thinking more and more how ugly he's gonna look in the Cowboys uniform. Like he takes his helmet off, it's all white and blue. He's just red flaming hair come up, looking like Syndrome from The Incredibles.
It worked in Cincinnati. It's not gonna work anywhere else.
Yeah, he was probably thrilled.
As long as it matches the hair, boys.
He might just have to dye it navy or white or whatever uniform the Cowboys are wearing.
No, then he looked like Jack Frost. Like you can't win.
All right, let's think. Anything else that happened in the sports news?
Oh, but I was gonna say back to the college basketball thing, because the NCAA is allowing student athletes to get endorsed now. I don't think that's gonna be that's their counter to the G League, because I think the NCAA knows that the G League is beginning to be successful, and the endorsement money that these athletes are going to get in college is going to it's going to raise the argument about what these guys or what these kids want to do, whether they want to go to the G League and start that professional career and get paid, or if they're high enough, I don't even know, celebrity to when they go to play college basketball, they can still get that money coming in while they're actually playing college basketball and get the allure of March Madness and playing in that scenario.
Yeah, I mean, you could still get endorsements from the G League. Obviously, I think you're obviously going to be more of a celebrity if you are a Saquon Barkley, if you are a Zion Williamson, if you are a mega star at a college campus where you only see X amount of people a day, you see the same group of people, everyone likes the same stuff, you're going to be something. If you go to the G League, you can get endorsement deals with legitimate companies. You can maybe start branding if you're successful. Like with that, I think college basketball, still has a good 15, 20 years until we see legitimate, every single kid who's 12 years old who can dunk now. So let's get them cooking. And I think more people are going to start. You see people go to G League games whenever Taco Fall's there simply because it's Taco Fall.
Yeah.
He went to UCF and he's just in the G League now. But if you can have name attracting people that can build the game in front of you. I want this to happen. Instead of college basketball, when you stay an extra year, or a high school basketball player, he's a year out of graduation, you could draft early, kind of like how the Celtics got Bird. He's like, let's just do a future pick. I think they got rid of those for a reason, because every team would have drafted LeBron James Jr. with their last pick or something like that. Or Trevor Lawrence in the 7th round. There's ways you have to work around it. But I think if you don't like any of the guys, you like this other guy, you should maybe there's a penalty. Maybe if you draft this guy right now, you lose your 1st round pick next year or something. I think they should incorporate ways to get younger people in talent wise, because like we said, these people who come, LaMelo Ball has been famous since he's 13 years old. All these other guys, like Zion Williamson, had 1 million followers before he even knew cursive. People just, they have so much attention and attraction on them when they're so young, and we just wait years and years for them to get to the spotlight. You can move that up with providing a bigger G League experience, providing more basketball AU tournament experiences, the U18 Team USA, you should start broadcasting those more. I think that college basketball isn't the answer anymore, because if you were to sit down and watch a college basketball game compared to an NBA game, it's like light and day.
Right. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've actually never gone through an entire Boston's Big 3 episode where I actually agree with all the takes that have been going on. Because I think you guys were dead on both of those takes. I mean, I think that the G League has really revolutionized the idea of getting paid immediately and kind of skipping the entire college narrative. I think it's a smart move, because these kids deserve to get paid right out of the gate. They deserve to be getting compensated for the amount of money they bring into these colleges anyway. Look at a guy like Johnny Manziel, who, free ride, obviously, Texas A&M and everything. But you know how many millions and millions of dollars that kid could have made if college was open to endorsements and stuff? Right. He would have been not a billionaire, but he would have been
His nickname was Johnny Football.
He would have been a multi-millionaire,
so marketable,
before he even got to the NFL. So I think that's going to be a different transition as we start to go on this path. The G League really set up all the college kids in the next 10 years.
Do you know what
for college football,
though? I do a project on like player likeness last semester, and the proposition for what was the bill that they wanted to pass in like January call or something? I don't remember. But oh my god, it's a very specific name. Whatever, the likeness bill, let's call it. The athletes wouldn't have seen any of that money until they left. Either way, which in the G League you're getting paid a salary. In college it would be into like a trust fund or something like that. You showed up X amount of times to this library or something for a book signing, or you showed up to a restaurant for a grand opening. You're not going to see any of that money. Maybe you see like $20-$50 because college football is all dirty money, but that goes as soon as you step off the field, as soon as you just graduate, you leave. That's when the money comes, which honestly, I think is the only con to it.
Is that really a con, though? Because we already talked about earlier how Patrick Mahomes and guys like Gronk aren't touching their money until after they're playing. So you have college kids taking the free tuition at base, going to school, getting an education, then getting paid afterwards. That could work.
And if you were a kid, would you rather make money now, getting on like legitimate scouts radar on an NBA team, or would you want to still live the like? Obviously, it's not a struggle as a college athlete. It's a lot of work, a lot of time, but.
I always want to go to college because I want an education. That's just me personally. I still want to go to college, get the whole college experience. Mm-hmm. Being a college athlete's not bad either. I mean, being famous on campus isn't necessarily a bad thing. But on top of that, if we incorporate this kind of trust fund proposition that you brought up earlier, so I'm going to school for free. I'm the man on campus. I'm winning every single Saturday, whatever sport I'm playing. Probably football, and then you go off after you graduate, get an absolute bag worth of cash, and then get drafted anyway.
Who says no?
Who says no? I'm not saying no. I know that for a fact. Especially guys that are too underdeveloped to play in these. Actually, still professional league. When you look at it, you still have guys who are 20 to 24 years old still playing. They're obviously more matured physically than you are. So could it stunt personal guys' developments? Yeah. That's a definite possibility. It's a very scary possibility, I think, for a lot of guys, especially guys taking post-PG years and then not going to college and going straight to the G League. Like, you're not developed enough in some of these cases. Some of these guys are grown-ass men, and they will kick your ass. So it's kind of an interesting.
Like in football, we were talking about that in the Frymouth interview, I think, or maybe the episode or something. No, it was with the episode because you already yelled at me because that's just what he does. In basketball, obviously, like. It's going to be younger. I think they're going to get to the point where you can come out of high school again. Like, that would be cool. Football, like we just said, it's just totally different specimen of people, not even athletes. It's just, this guy is 300 pounds and 6'8". When I was coming out of high school, I was like 7 pounds. You think if I was good at football and I would be going up against that guy, my chances are slim to none. But if it requires basketball, it's like, that's more of a skill-based game. It's not as physical. You can find your way to work around it, but.
Well, even with this G League thing with athletes coming out of high school, you can look at the ability to get called up. I don't know how it works contractually with these guys playing in the G League, but you look at guys that are playing for the Celtics right now, or were when the season was actually happening, like Tremont Waters. He didn't see action until like 2-3 months into the season.
I have a
and
question.
He was playing in G League.
Well, yeah, but those guys are drafted. So Jalen Green, number one prospect entering this. Yeah, but what team is he going to play for, though? Is there a G League draft?
Yeah, Tyler, can you choose your team if you're just signing?
Yeah, if you can choose your team, that makes it even more enticing to do that.
I agree 100%, but they might put like restrictions on it now if it starts to become more popular.
Like free agency.
Because if I could just like go to the Lakers, if I was like LaMelo Ball,
just go play for the South Bay Lakers first.
Exactly, and then just get called up automatically. That'd be kind of a stacking kind of.
That would be interesting. There could be a lot of tampering involved with that. Maybe not.
Yeah, I would have to say no.
Tampering and boosting.
Especially with the Adam Silver being such a players commissioner and being.
Oh my goodness, the G League president Sharif Abdur-Rahim from the Nuggets. Back in the day. I didn't know that.
And from the Grizzlies. People forget.
Nuggets.
All right. Big country. So you get paid $500,000.
Right.
Bag.
Plus a 1-year development program outside of the minor league's traditional team structure.
Okay.
So I think it's. But I don't know.
It's like an instructional league.
What team
Tyler,
you get?
Just Google,
I can compare this to base. I can compare this to baseball.
That was a kid who went to New Zealand Breakers. In baseball,
there's a lot of different minor league teams. Like there's the major leagues and the minor leagues. Obviously, there's only a few teams. There's like
double A.
yeah, there's 30 teams in majors, and then when you get down, there's single A, double A, triple A, and there's like different levels of triple A, different levels of single A, and then even below single A, there's instructional leagues for like rookies that are just coming out of high school or college. So that's what it sounds like to me, that there's the minor leagues, and then there's the instructional league right behind it. So it's almost like another level to it. I don't know if they're going to be getting that same.
I feel like the MLB takes it to an extreme with some of this stuff.
It is a lot, just because there's so many players.
It's a lot. No, I understand that as well. And that's another reason why I never understood why the NFL never looked into developing a minor league system.
This is what it is. So Jalen Green is going to play for a team because he's not drafted yet. Green is committing to become, this is according to ESPN, the people who broke the news. Green is committing to become a part of a year-long developmental program with the G League oversight that will include professional coaching, top prospects, and veteran players who will combine training and exhibition competition against the likes of G League teams, foreign national teams, and NBA academies throughout the world.
Okay, so he's not playing in G League.
Yeah, and then he's draft eligible next year.
Yeah, but I think I'd still rather do G League because, like, in college, you still have to do work. G League, you play basketball, you wake up, play basketball all day against the best competition in the world, preparing yourself to play those probably a handful of same guys that you've been playing against since you were 18 years old in the G League. I think this is the future. This is the move. And like we just said, like, you're still going to live close to the facilities with people because there's so many more participants coming into this. So it's like, it's fun college or something like that, just without the school.
Interesting. It's college without schoolwork.
All right, let's wrap this up real quick. Speaking of basketball, Semi Ojeleye will be on the next episode. Prepare for that. Celtics number 37, Semi Ojeleye. A lot of questions for him. I want to, like, he signed a streaming contract with like esports before even Corona went down, and him and Gordon Hayward are two streamers. So I want to talk about that a little. It's going to be an interview coming up next week. And what else we got? Oh, also check the Instagram, YouTube, social media streets for Ride the Wave's newest game show, Are You Smarter Than Ride the Wave Media, which is the sports trivia series that I'll be hosting. We have 5 teams of Ride the Wave guys, 3 guys per team with a play-in game. And then we got 4 teams of Ride the Wave fans. I'm pulling for the fans badly.
What? I'm pulling for Team Goat Milk.
Yeah, do you guys?
Yeah, with just no context, that sounds so weird. Anyway, Tyler, 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
All right. 1, what do you think's bigger, Semi Ojeleye's left arm or your torso?
Open to God, my torso. It's still up in the air.
And number 2, why, in the good grace of God, are you wearing a TikTok shirt?
I was going to say, I didn't realize when we started it. I was going to have to bring it up by the end of the show.
What
are you wearing, man?
TikTok's the wave, dude. No, my girlfriend, she's a TikTok brand ambassador for Penn State. And no, she got paid for this. She would post 5 TikToks. She got like an undisclosed amount of money.
You better drop the amount too, weren't you? You're about to get in trouble there, Tyler.
Like that was a good, like, she finds ways to win everything. She always wins those, like, just enter a random contest, tag a friend. Like, she's won like $300 in the past week just from Instagram contests. So like, and then she got free merch. So I've been wearing it. It's the most comfortable piece of clothing I own. Actually, an even more comfortable piece of clothing, which is TikTok related, will be coming out right now.
What do you think he's bringing?
Honestly, I have no idea. It's TikTok, so I have very low expectations.
Oh, he's bringing back something from TikTok?
I think so.
Oh, this is not going to be good.
This is not good for our brand. We got Tyler on Simp Nation.
Just kidding. It's in the laundry. But it's just this big green TikTok sweatshirt. I don't really post on TikTok like I'm supposed to for Barstool stuff, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't really like it. But it's a comfortable clothing. It's a conversation starter. See how we just started this one? A lot of people ask me, is that a TikTok shirt? I'm like, yeah.
Like, I asked you more in a joking way as more of a way to shame you on air.
Yeah, that's what I was going for too.
Can't get shamed if you already hate yourself. I didn't know where I was going with that one. Talk about a quote. I don't. The Tyler Miller.
This has been Boston's Big 3.
Tyler Miller experience is something very few can handle. Not a lot goes in my brain. I'm not gonna lie, and a lot of people take shots at me. If you ever see what Bab says to me, or all these other clowns say to me,
go back to the first few episodes of this show when GRD and Spike are just going at you.
See, whenever I talk with them on a show, like some guy DM'd me about this, and this is perfect. It's like, I respect, wait, I'm not going to pull it up. He's like, I respect the way that you handle GRD and Babs' madness. You just sit back and let him have it. I'm like, I tried to talk. Nothing good will come from it.
Gotta let the kids
It's
fight.
like, with them, it's they speak louder and louder, but neither of them are correct.
He'll
Like,
do-
just because you're yelling doesn't mean
Hold on. Shut up, Tyler. Shut up,
Yeah.
Tyler.
clowns. All right, Boss's Big Three, episode something. I think it's 53.
53.
I remember starting. Our 1 year is coming up. It was in June.
Happy anniversary, guys.
I talked to Babs at least once or twice a week for over a year. Where's my Medal of Honor or something? You want to talk about first responders? All right, Boss's Big Three, episode 53. It's a wrap.